Hey everyone, it's your man Thetruthwillrise, back with a new video. As you know, last night was election night, and President Barack Obama was re-elected in terms of electoral votes by a pretty wide margin. I think it was it 303 to 203 or something to that effect. And I saw some of the blanketed coverage by the networks on a variety of networks, and the spin put on it from both sides is rather interesting, but that's not what this video is about. I was seeing both of the, and as I say this, I drive past a Romney Ryan sign, but looking at the people at both campaign headquarters, of course, naturally, it was a more jubilant atmosphere at the Obama headquarters in Chicago than it was at Romney HQ in Boston. And whether you were at either one, and let me back up by saying, if you've seen my previous videos, you know I didn't vote. I didn't have a dog in the fight. I have a strong ideological disagreement on all fronts, pretty much with both candidates, and that was one of many reasons I chose not to vote this year. Anyway, so with that being said, I don't, with not being spun, oh, he's with this group, he's with that group, or whatever. That is certainly not the case. I mean, I may talk about these guys, but I don't hate them. They're people and whatnot. I said my difference with them is definitely from an ideological standpoint, and then certain other standpoints as well. But it's not hate. Let me just say that. But anyway, I looked at them and seeing the emotion on both sides, and the feeling that I got was pity. Maybe that sounds a little strong, but I really felt bad for all people involved. Not only the placard-waving masses that were there on the floor of these headquarters, whether win or loss, but even the people who worked in the campaign. I remember seeing they did an interview with a 15-year-old girl, and she was talking about her being involved in yada yada yada, yakety schmackety, all that good stuff. And the overwhelming feeling that I got was like, wow, all these people have been totally snow jobbed, because like it has been said so very many times, this is not something that was, or this system has been constructed is not in our best interest. It is for the enrichment of a select few at the exploitation of the many. And to see these people who have invested so much emotionally, in some cases financially, into people in a system that sees them as fodder, basically, or as a resource to be mined in many ways, is sad. It's kind of tough to see, because ultimately this whole thing is going to bite them in the behind. And looking at some of the people in both camps when their respective candidate was talking, it was almost the look they had on their face. And I remember specifically, I was like, they look like they're in a trance. You know how you see somebody like they may stare at the television, they're staring off into space, and they kind of get that like glazed over look. Like that's how people in Boston and Chicago was looking. And I was sitting there thinking, wow, you know, aside from the probable NLP that was going on, I was like, they have literally have these people in the palm of their hands. They are so sold out. I couldn't even fathom that. And ultimately, no matter what happens, it is those people who will rationalize whatever flaws in the system that comes up. And that devotion, almost to the level of being a sycophant, won't allow them to really look at things objectively. It'll always be red, blue, or whatever, you know, conservative, liberal. And it's that type of thinking that's going to cause them to just solely blame the opposing viewpoint of the opposing group whenever something does and it will go wrong. Well, wrong depending on your point of view. So, the election is over. I still have to go to work, which I wasn't, like I said on previous videos, I'm not looking for either, no matter who won, I wasn't looking for either one of those gentlemen to quote unquote do anything for me, because like I've been saying, politicians can't make your life better. They can't. You can do that. They darn sure can make it worse. Okay? And so, I don't look for them to do anything for myself or even the people. What will happen is what has always happened. Albeit it has a new, well, it's not new anymore, face on the political machine. That the same people will continue to get the sweetheart deals. Defense contractors, large corporations, and bankers will continue to rake in record profits. The currency will continue to spiral down and become more and more worthless, meaning people have to work more for less. Meanwhile, people at the top will make more money than ever. So, that's what's going to happen over the next 4 years, basically. And maybe sprinkle in a tiny war or two. You know, just to kickstart things for a little bit. So, at the end of the day, at least from my standpoint, nothing that happened last night or none of the campaigning will affect me in terms of what I feel that I need to do to better my experience here on planet Earth. They can't do that. Only you can do that. And as long as you remember that, you'll be a long way on reclaiming personal responsibility and sovereignty over your own life rather than farming it out to people in expensive suits, to people who are in a different tax bracket and things of that nature, and who, quite honestly, would probably sooner step on a lot of people rather than help them. So, from that standpoint, I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this video. These are my thoughts. I'd love to know what yours are. But like I always say, whether we have a difference of agreement or not, that's fine. On this page, it's going to be done in a respectful, civil, and intellectual manner. If not, you'll get the boot. We can disagree on here, but it's going to be done in a proper manner. So this is The Truth Will Rise, signing out, wishing everyone peace and power. I'm out.